Hey everyone, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, and this is Stellaris. Haven't done this one on the channel yet, though I have played a few games in my time. This is a Paradox Interactive game, of course. You can see down here, Paradox Development Studio, Paradox Interactive, lovely. And just like their previous titles, Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis, it's complicated. I don't think it's as complicated as Crusader Kings, but it's got some things in there that make it, like, not an easy game. And I do not claim to be an expert at Stellaris. I think I'm an expert at Crusader Kings 2, and maybe at 3 by now. I think I'm pretty good at Europa Universalis 4. I don't think I'm very good at Stellaris. But I do understand a fair bit of it. So let's dive in. So you ever had one of those moments where you go to start recording a game for your channel and you just hit the record button and it works? Stellaris has done that for me. Very happy. Anyway, we can pick one of the factions down here. You know what, before we get into factions, over here on the right hand side, this is the DLC chart. So I do not own all the DLC for this game, and honestly some of it is very expensive for how well it's rated on Steam, which is to say it's rated poorly. So I've got the Utopia DLC, whatever that does. If you click it, you can find out. So we get stuff. Cool. Get out of that. I've got the Apocalypse DLC, which gives you new ship classes and stuff like that. Sure, not much of this is going to make too much sense. Megacorp, so we can play as a megacorporate entity. I do not have federations. Apparently it's pretty shit, which means we can't build juggernauts or mega shipyards. Like, okay, that's fine. I do not own Nemesis, which doesn't... Okay, so with Nemesis we could be the Crisis. 1 second, lads. Oh, $30. Mixed as well. Let's see what the reviews say. First expansion I truly regret buying. New ship set is the only feature I use. Espionage is pointless. Become Crisis feature is more of a meme than a full game mechanic that improves and enriches the gameplay. Okay. Since I play with AI mods, being for Crisis is fun and exciting. The reason I'm not happy is because of the espionage. It's worthless. Amazing idea, poorly executed. DLC has a very small amount of content. I want to like it, but I can't. 11 out of 10 with Genocide again. Okay. Can't say it's perfect. Okay. I was considering it because I have 2 game plans for this that I'll get into in a moment. So it was Nemesis, and there's Plantoid Species, which gives you new species portraits. I don't know if you guys could see that, by the way, but I activated the Steam overlay and had a look through the store page for the DLC. Leviathans, I do own Leviathans. It's quite good. It adds, let's see. So it adds the Leviathans, which are space Leviathans, which is kind of nice. Enclaves, which are good. And the new endgame scenario. Yes. The War in the Heavens. Which, honestly, I love the title of that because it reminds me of 40k. Because War in the Heavens is just such a great concept. Synthetic Dawn. It could be a machine empire. Sure. Humanoid Species Pack. Yeah, don't own that. Distant Stars, which is more anomalies. The L Cluster. Okay, that's where that's from. And more Leviathans. And Ancient Relics, which enables archaeology, which is pretty neat. And also Lithoid Species Track, which, like, you know, okay, sure, whatever. We don't play as Lithoids anyway, but apparently they have unique things. And same for Necroids. I guess they're deaf guys. Whatever. Anyway, we can make a random, create a new one, or you can pick one of these. Of these ones are custom. I've done these before. The Mechazor core is not compatible. That's fine. they were a determined exterminator, so, you know, whatever. The Harmonious Mirren Cooperative. I don't remember playing as them, but okay. And the Devouring Swarm here. Yeah, okay. And then you've got all the default ones here. We're going to make a new race. So, here are our appearance options. Anything in purple is DLC'd out. And you can see here that it actually gives you recommended DLCs. So if you're playing as humanoid, it's like, oh, you might want to pick up these 2 DLCs. But I think it does that for everything until you make an actual... Let's see. Okay, they still count as humanoids, I guess. Whatever. So, are we going to be... Well, let's see, what can we be here? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is a really awkward number. I'm just going to pull out my dice set. But no die has 9 sides on it, so I'm just going to roll a d10 and re-roll zeros. Okay, that's a 1. We're playing as a humanoid today. Let's see, we're a 5 there, so... Obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 4, so we're playing as the Klingon-looking guys. Lovely. Next. Name. I'm just going to close my eyes and click the button a few times. We are the Panuri. The adjective is Panurian. Alright. These are our ship types. There are 4 options here, so I'm going to put the D4 away. Not the D4, the D10 away. I'm not going to roll a D4 because D4s are hard to roll. I'm going to roll a D8 and do the same thing. We picked 1, which means this is our naming system. Okay, trait points. These ones we're actually going to pick. So, what do we want to do? We have 2 trait points and 5 trait picks. So you can pick positive and negative traits. I would very much like very strong, but if you go very strong, it's very hard to get anything else. Rapid breeders could be very useful. Okay, let's go through these real quick. This is going to be a not a long episode, but I mean it's going to be an hour long, but you know it's what it normally is. The main thing is that most of this is going to be explainy shit. So, agrarian, extra food from jobs. I mean that's pretty self-explanatory. Extra energy credits for ingenious, minerals for industrious. So, food feeds people. Credits let you buy things. They're usually not that important. They're used as an upkeep cost mostly. Industrial minerals let you build buildings and stations. Non-military stations. Research is super important. Trade value. I haven't really looked into trade value too much. And so, what is it? Intelligent costs 2 and gives you 10% to all research. There's only engineering, physics, and society research. These let you focus a bit more, 15%, and for only 1 point. Extremely adaptive, that's so you get to pick what kind of world you normally sit on. Habitability is just, you get bonuses and like, well, a lack of penalties, let's call it. That's fine. Rapid breeders, population growth, that's pretty self-explanatory. Talented gives you an extra level cap. Quick learners means they get to that cap quicker. Slow learners means slower, obviously. Traditional is extra unity from jobs. Could be useful, it's not that important. Unless you're going for a quick ascension, I guess. Quarrelsome's the opposite. Empire Sprawl. I didn't know what this was until I had a quick practice run, because they've changed exactly how... It's been a while since I played Stellaris, honestly. With Empire Sprawl sort of limits how big your empire can get without you getting penalties. So very strong gives you army damage as well as resource output up, which is very useful. Nomadic, a bit easier to move around. Sedentary, no. Communal, less housing needed. Solitary, more. Amenities up and down. Amenities are just a thing you need on your planets. Governing ethics, we'll get into that, I guess. Lifespan stuff, plus 80 years is so much. You don't want fleeting. Because once you get a good leader, they will die eventually. Decadent isn't that bad, I guess. Resilience, alright. I mean, defense armies, sure. Conservation, these are more little things. Yeah, okay. What we're going to try and do is take all... Okay, we can only take one of those, huh? Yeah, some of these are going to be naturally exclusive. Obviously, we pick adaptive, we can't pick non-adaptive. Or extremely adaptive, apparently. So you can only pick one of these. Can we also pick intelligent? You can also pick intelligent, so that's nice. I do want intelligent. I would also very much like rapid breeders. We're just going to pick stuff until we can't pick. Docile would be very nice. I don't think we're really going to need it though. I think what we're not going to need is happiness, to be honest. So come all the way down here, get them decadent. What else do I want? I would really like very strong. Now the thing here, you've got to balance this. We're at -1, so that's not valid at the moment. So we do need to pick something else. Unity from jobs, maybe? Is there a -2 somewhere that I'm not seeing? Non-adaptive, habitability -10. I'll take that. We have ways of dealing with that. Okay, now something with 1 point. Strong. Okay, apparently things would do really well as lithids. Okay, no. So we're intelligent, strong, rapid breeders, but we're decadent and we don't adapt well. Now we pick our homeworld name, so I'm going to look away, stop clicking. Koros, around Corinth. Okay, we can pick a random trinary. You can pick a random kind. Hang on, it's a random system, so you start with random, or you can go to a trinary system. I don't know what the difference is between binary 1 and binary 2. Unary is just a single star. The Deneb system, the Solar system, Void Dwellers, Shattered Ring World. Whatever, we'll go random. What kind of climate do we think these guys are going to be good for? So there are, again, 9 to pick from. So if you'll excuse me while I retrieve my discarded dice set. Pull out the old D10, 0s are rerolls, and we're going to go 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. That's a 2. So we're taking ocean worlds. Yeah, alright. Okay, here's city options as before. Purpled outs, what do you call it? DLC locked. So Mammalian City, Reptilian, Avian, Molluscoid, Fungoid, and Arthropod. I'll go for Reptilian one. That one doesn't actually look too bad. Origin. Okay. Well, obviously some of these are purpled out, so we can't worry about them. So let's start from the top. Prosperous unification. We start with additional 4 population and 2 districts. Start with 8 robot pops and -5% robot upkeep. But it forces these on us, which we'll come to in a bit. Syncretic evolution, which is there are 12 pops of another subservient species, which we can then actually define up here. But we cannot have Gestalt, Consciousness, or Fanatic Purifiers. Life Seeded, which is we start with a Gaia world with several rare planetary research features. Our habitability preference is set to Gaia world, which makes other types of planets undesirable. My practice game, I actually picked Life Seeded, and it was very good, but we couldn't colonize anything for a long time. Post-apocalyptic, which we start on a tomb world, we get Survivor, which gives us plus 70% tomb world habitability, plus 10 years of life. We can't be agrarian or machine intelligence. Remnants, we start world with a relic world. That's not terrible. Galactic doorstep, we start with a dormant gateway in our home system. That's a very interesting, like a very interesting starting position. Gateways are very strange. We'll get to them later on though. Tree of Life. Get many bonuses from living on a planet with Tree of Life, or penalties if it is absent. Colony ships are more expensive, but provide new planets with their own sapling. We cannot be a devouring swarm, but we must have hive mind. I don't know what that is. Resource consolidation, we have a machine world, we have to be machine intelligence at that point. And Lost Colony, which is an advanced empire of this species is spawned somewhere in the galaxy. Let's try Hivemind. Oh, sorry, let's try Tree of Life. I don't know exactly what it is, but we'll find out. Okay, so we have to have Hivemind Authority. So there's Hivemind Authority, which means we need the Gestalt Consciousness Epic. So this means we will not be able to research or build robots. Non-Hivemind populations must be assimilated, enslaved, or purged. We can genetically modify our populations to be Hivemind compatible, and we cannot be psionic or synthetic ascension. That's okay, we can't pick that right now. Oh, also population growth up and by a sprawl penalty down. We need Gestalt Consciousness ethics. So over here are the ethics. We've got okay, so almost all of them are just versions of each other. Militarist, Xenophobe, Egalitarian, Materialist, Pacifist, Xenophile, Authoritarian, Spiritualist, and then the Fanatic versions of each of them. So let's look at an example here. Militarist, you can use the No Retreat War Doctrine, claims on other star systems. Wow. Stumble over your words more, sub. Minus 10% to them, and your ships fire 10% faster. If you go Fanatic, it doubles those bonuses. Costs you 2 points, but you know, there's that. However, taking Militarist locks you out of Pacifist. So see, pacifists cannot use unrestricted wars, they cannot use indiscriminate orbital bombardment. However, they do take less empire sprawl and have additional stability, and of course those effects double if you're a fanatical pacifist. But a fanatical pacifist can only be involved in defensive wars, and they still take penalties when that happens. So on this ring, each one locks out the one opposing it. See, if I take that, I cannot take that. But I can take, say, Xenophile. But again, if I take Xenophile, I can't take Xenophobe. We're going to completely go around all of that by taking Gestalt Consciousness. So Gestalt Consciousness, first of all, it disables the tutorial. We cannot use the democratic, oligarchic, dictatorial, or imperial authorities. Those are these four here. Our rulers are immortal. That's great, actually. Native populations are not affected by happiness and do not join factions. Native populations cannot survive in non-Gestalt Consciousness empires, and we can use the No Retreat War Doctrine. We take minus 20% war exhaustion. We get additional monthly influence and 2 to encryption. Now you pick that, You cannot pick any civics. See? Oh, wait. Sorry. We have to pick a hive mind first before we can pick civics. That's my bad entirely. It does let us take machine intelligence as well, which we're not going to pick because we're picking hive mind. So we've been over what this means. Now, these are civics. We can pick 2 of these. We cannot pick devouring swarm because we have the tree of life origin. But just to make note, devouring swarm means you can't engage in diplomacy, you can't access the global market, you always have a war reason on empires, you'll always eat other xeno populations, and you get research from that. Yeah, and these honestly amazing bonuses. Star bases are half price, ships are stronger, they regenerate, your armies are stronger, you're better at research, and shit's cheaper and you get more ships. Now, let's see if there's anything here, just scrolling through here. Anything unique to the Tree of Life. I don't think there is. There is not. Okay. So we can pick 2 of these. Let's just go back real quickly to our traits. We've got something that's incompatible. Hive-minded. That's required. Well, where is it, Ben? Decadent is incompatible. Right. Okay. What do we have? Oh, that was strong, I think. Let me just find strong again. There it is. Okay, so the problem here, we've now got... Yeah, too much there. So decadent was incompatible because it was a happiness thing and we don't care about happiness. I think we might have to scrap intelligent and we'll pick a natural ability. I think we're going to be natural sociologists. Okay. Let's go back down to government and ethics. So we get +5 habitability, -5 pop amenities, plus 10% admin capacity. Admin capacity is the opposite to Empire Sprawl. They cancel each other out. So it's not a bad thing. Natural neural network, which is unemployed drones can also produce research points. And we get +1 research alternative. We'll get into that later on. One mind. Leaders are less likely to gain negative traits and we get additional unity. That's very good. I don't like my leaders getting negative traits, particularly if they're immortal. Pooled knowledge. Leaders get more cap and experience. Better armies. More naval capacity. And waives all influence costs for drone resettlement, except if you're abandoning an Empire Sprawl from POPs, -20%. That doesn't matter too much to me. Let's take one mind and pooled knowledge. Advisor voice.
What is a single voice compared to a magnificent chorus? What is a single voice compared to a magnificent chorus?
Works for me. Okay, the Empire name. Yeah, okay. Excuse me, I had a bit of a sneeze there. Let's just click a bit and stop. We have a Penuri Hive. I don't really like that. Yeah, the Penuri Collective. We'll do that. Our flag. So you can pick the kind of style that you want. I guess collectives are more of a round thing. I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. Let's see what kind of field do we want it on. Maybe that, but maybe something a little bit different. Oh, we'll go with that one. That one's nice. As for colours, let's say a nice grey. No, we want them to stand out a little bit. Dark blue and ew. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Okay, ship appearance. We basically have 4 options here: mammalian, reptilian, avian, arthropod, fungoid, and molluscoid, because we don't have these DLCs. So let's go for the avian ships. They look kind of cool. And our ruler. So we need a name for our ruler. And stop. Jaffaba. No. Coroner. No. Okay, we'll try it again. This is literally our random stuff most of the time. Haghonia. Haghona. No, I'm not going to be able to repronounce that. Falatira. Yeah, it'll do. It'll be male or female, it doesn't matter. I was female the last time I played the game, so we'll go male. We don't need an air title because they just don't have one. We can change his hairstyle a bit. Oh yeah, that's nice. Just default there. For clothes, that kind of clips the beard a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit. No, I want the, like, yeah, standard hair there. That's not bad. And as for the room, there are a lot of rooms to pick from. Which literally doesn't matter. Let's go with that one. Okay, so it's summing it all up. Okay, I am good to go. So we come down here. We might as well save them. That means we can pick them again in the future. And we are done. Okay, so now we've got to generate a galaxy. Yeah, we're half an hour in and we're only just about to generate a galaxy. So for size of the galaxy, you can have medium, large, or huge. We're going to go huge. Galaxy shape, ring, elliptical, spiral 2, spiral 4. We're going to go spiral 4. AI empires. So we can say you don't need to have these to be between ranges, but we're going to make them like that. So how many AI empires? Huge empire. We don't want a huge number, but we don't want like a shitty little number as well. Is 0 still eligible for it? Wow, okay. Let's say 12 to 25. We can hit just, there will be 25. So you know what, 12 to 25? Why don't we go... That's fine, that's fine. Advanced Empire starts, so that means some of them are going to get a little bit of a bonus, like a stronger starting position. Not 12 to 25 on that. We'll say 2 to 5. Fallen Empires. 2 to 4 is a pretty good number there, I find. Yeah, we'll say 2 to 4. Marauders. Marauders aren't that bad. They might fuck us over if we're doing what I'm kind of planning on, so we'll say 1 to 3 anyway. Tech tradition cost. Yeah, no modifier on how many habitable worlds there are. I might up the number of primitives to say 4 times, because I don't really run into them a lot. Okay, crisis, strength, and crisis time. So, when the end game starts, actually no. So, at the mid game and the end game, there is a crisis. Mid game crisis and the end game crisis. I really don't want, so we can say that they're off, and we can ramp them all the way up. Some people find the default to be too easy. I'm honestly not one of those people. The first time I ever played Stellaris, I wasn't actually expecting a crisis to happen, and it just did out of nowhere. Because you didn't get these sliders in the original game, if I remember right. And I got the... whatever the bug crisis is, one that spawns in like the Tyranids for you. And the problem with that was, one, I wasn't expecting it. Two, they literally landed on my doorstep. And there was nothing I could do. I survived. Because there's a thing where they don't, like, double invade planets, and I somehow held off the first invasion. But I couldn't do anything. Anyway, we're going to put the crisis down at quarter strength. Now, you can say... it was Beforians that attacked. Unbidden, no contingency. We're going to say random. Don't care. Victory year. Yep, sure. Now, with difficulties, you can see it here. Cadet means you get bonuses. Ensign means nobody get bonuses. And anything up from Ensign, so Captain, Commodore, Admiral, Grand Admiral, it benefits the AI. We're going to go with Ensign, even though it's the second lowest difficulty setting, because then nobody gets any bonuses. Scaling difficulty is off, because they don't get bonuses anyway, so it doesn't matter. AI aggressiveness, you can set it to being high, low, or normal. We'll put it on normal. Empire placement is random, as opposed to clusters. Advanced neighbors, so this, you can have the advanced AI start near you. So, I don't care. Hyperlane density, so hyperlane's the way you get around. We're going to say 1 time, same with abandoned gateways and wormhole pairs. Guaranteed habitable worlds. Let's see. Turning this off may mean you'll find no habitable worlds in your home world at all. So we don't say off, we say 1. That's fine. Caravaneers are on. Xenocompatibility linguistic or insertion perk, that's fine. I don't actually know what that does and why that's a specific option. Okay, let's see. Controls how large your pop growth bonuses are when planets are in the middle of a logistics curve. Higher it is, the faster pops will grow. I don't think that matters to us. I think that's fine. And apparently we're eligible for Iron Man. That's fine. We will keep it. But I don't know how well that's going to go. Anyway, play. So like most Paradox games, you can't earn Steam achievements unless you're in Iron Man mode. Alright, here's the main interface. So the Penuri Collective. When our collective consciousness awoke, we served the tree, and the tree served us. We care for the tree, feed the tree, protect the tree, and the tree nurtures us. For the sake of the tree, we spread out over Chorus, planting and protecting offshoots of the tree wherever we went. Our world has served the tree for centuries now, and yet we fear the tree is not entirely safe, as we have learned something of the dangers which may destroy our planet. We have long known that this is not the only world. The galaxy is filled with treeless planets, and we yearn to change this. The tree must be protected. The tree must spread. The tree must grow. So, our entire thing is to send the tree out. Alright, here's our galaxy. So this is our 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 spiral arm galaxy. We are in the, what would you call this? The Rimwood. Well, actually, it's spinning that way. God, I don't even know. Whatever it is, we're in the south. Right. And here's the sector of Corinth, or the system of Corinth. Lovely. We know we've got a system over here called Eregia. It's got an ocean world on it. That's very nice. We might be able to colonize that. Unknown there. Medgar here. It has a continental world. And you can see here the ocean world has 15 points. Continental world has 14. And then there's this one down here. So you can see into them, but you can't see much of what's going on. And we can't see into the ones that we can't see into, of course. If there's something special about that one, I think that might be a pulsar or a quasar or something. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's get back in here. Where is it? Okay, here's Koros, this lovely ocean world. We'll get to that. We've got a space station here. That looks pretty cool, actually. It's got a shipyard, a solar panel network. That's nice. And crew gestation chambers. So those let us build ships, give us energy, and this reduces the upkeep of docked ships. Speaking of docked ships, we have a 3-corvette strong navy, Hisnax Armada. We have a construction ship. We have a science vessel, which is currently manned by Cognat, who is good at surveying, which is very good that he's on the science vessel. Oh, here's our sun. Very nice, Class A star. And of course, we have a few things around here. So we've got a research station, a mining station, another mining station. See this here. Let's zoom in on this. At Garbonog's dwelling, sorry. These are minerals. There are 5 minerals on this planet, and they're being collected because we have a mining station in orbit. Down here, at Kojog's Keep, there is 2 engineering research that we are not collecting because we don't have anything in orbit around it. Nice rings. We're going to fix that, and fix that pretty soon. So, we're currently paused. We don't have to worry too much about that. We have 100 minerals in the stockpile. We are gaining 19 overall. Everything's pretty good here. So the first thing we want to do is just check. So select the construction ship, right click. We can build 2 mining stations. Each one is worth 100, and 1 research station. Obviously we can't afford it at the moment. That's fine. We'll be able to afford it soon. Click on this symbol, it'll bring up our planet listing. Here's our planet. It's the high capital. That's lovely. Oh, our governor. Okay. We have a governor. Right? He's going to skill up as we go on, which is great. Skill level, you can see there the bonuses he gets. So more resources, less empire sprawl, less crime. And as he advances in levels, that's going to help out. Like, those are going to basically increase. And he also has a trait here, which means we get more food from jobs. That's cool. If we wanted to, we could recruit another one. You can see here they all have their particular things, but they're all level 1. That's fine. And he maintains not the planet, but the sector. We'll get into sectors in a bit. There's the Tree of Life. Right here. So you can see it gives us plus 15% population growth, more society research from jobs, more housing, and more agricultural districts. We also have some blockers here, which we'll have to clear up in a bit. The planet has a variety of traits on it, which give it districts that can increase. Here are the districts. Anything filled in is what we've already got. See, we've got 3 hive districts. And we can get a few more if we want. So a hive district increases housing, maintenance jobs, and building slots. These are building slots here. Industrial districts give you a little bit of housing, some jobs for turning minerals into alloys. Alloys are necessary for military stuff. Generators, yeah, that produces energy credits. Mining produces minerals. Agriculture obviously produces food. We've got a hive core. That's a main government building. We've got a synaptic node, which gives us unity jobs, research labs, and spawning pools, which give us organic pop assembly. Go over to population here. Here's the jobs. So we've got complex jobs and menial jobs. You can see they're all listed here. So we've got foundry drones, brain drones, who are our research guys, mining drones, agri drones. So we don't have enough people to fill all the jobs. You can see that here. We'll get to that. We are growing pops. So what's that? One every 15 months. We're also assembling pops, apparently. That's weird. And we have 50% population approval. It doesn't matter. Stability is fine. Crime is fine. Housing is fine. Amenities are fine. No unemployment. Available jobs 6. And we've got some decisions here that we can make, like you can stop population growth, deploy hunter-killer drones to increase stability, and also incorporate artifacts, but none of those are necessary at this point in time. And we have two defense armies on the ground, which is kind of default. Anyway, we don't have enough money to build any buildings there. I don't think we've got any to build anything there. So what we're going to do is get a construction ship and physically tell him to build a mining station in orbit of this one so we get access to more minerals. And then what we're going to do, get our science vessel and tell it to go and survey. Science vessel, sorry. There we go. And right click over here and get it to survey that system. So it's going to wander over there and do some surveying. Before we do anything there though, let's run through our stuff here. Might not even be unpausing the game this episode, guys. We'll see. So here's our ruler. He has the immortal trait and nothing else, and is ranked 2. That's not bad. This is all exactly as we expect it to be. Some demographic information. You can customize your advisor again. We will be able to edit a bunch of these at some point in the future. Contacts, we have none. We don't know anybody. Situation log, we'll get to that. We'll get to all of this. We are currently 10th. I don't know out of how many. Here's the galactic market. It hasn't been founded yet. Here's our planet and sectors. We have one planet and one planet in that sector, so don't worry about this just yet. Expansion planner, we don't know anything about any other planets, so we can't plan any expansion. Policies, okay. Here's the fun part. We're currently expansionist, which means any outposts cost 10% less, colonies develop 15% faster, and any border friction with opposing factions is doubled. Isolationist, so we can't be supremacist because we don't have supremacy traditions finished. That's fine. What does that actually give us? Oh yeah, okay. That's a wartime footing. Wow. We can't take hunger because we're not a devouring swarm. We can't take purification because we're not fanatic purifiers. We can go isolationist, which increases a bunch of stuff, to be honest. Administrative cap goes up, monthly unity goes up, diplomatic weight goes down, ethics attraction goes up, border friction goes up a lot. Cooperative, which means we try and help people out. It's diplomatic weight up. Envoys are better, improving relations. Border friction halved. Operations increased. Don't know what operations are. I think that's like espionage shit. Or we can be belligerent, which is very warish. Expansionist is good at this point in time. War philosophy, unrestricted. War is a dish best served frequently and to those who will not cook for themselves. Orbital bombardment, you can go selective or you can go indiscriminate. I am completely fine with indiscriminate orbital bombardment. First contact stance, we can attack neutrals. We will have hostile first contact options. I'm fine with that. We can also go cautious, which makes it easier to establish first contact, and proactive, which does a similar sort of thing. Initial border status, we're going to go with closed on that. We can't change that for a little while. So that's when you run into an empire in the first part. That tells you whether your borders will be open or closed to them. I prefer closed for reasons. Production policy, we'll probably go on balanced. That's not too bad. These just change, like menial drones up, complex drones down, and the reverse. Purge policies are definitely allowed. Definitely allowed. Edicts, no, we're not touching that at the moment. Society management, this is what you spend your unity on, and we'll get to that when we can. No point looking at that either. Ship designers, you can design your own ships, or you could just say auto best. We might go auto, we'll probably go auto for a long time, but then you can say you come in here and you say, okay, I want a new Corvette. And then you can say, we need a section for that Corvette. Do we want it to be a picket, a missile boat, or an interceptor? And it influences the slots you can get. Say this, then you can say, all right, well, we can have lasers or mass drivers. Yep, cool. And then you can say on nuclear missiles. Auxiliary can be a reactor booster, shields and deflectors, or one shield and maybe 2 bits of armor. That all works out quite nice. You can randomize what design takes control of upgrading it to, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you can sort of do that. We're not. The reason is because we're probably going to get a lot more what do you call it? A lot more stuff is going, like we're going to unlock a lot of technologies fairly quickly, and it's really kind of frustrating trying to constantly update your ships. Anyway, this is what we're flying with at the moment. 2 mass drivers and a red laser, excuse me, 2 shields, a bit of armor, and some standard systems here. And our defense platforms, which we don't have any of, are doing this. Basically the same sort of thing. Fleet Manager is something that we might use in the future though. You can actually customize your fleets a little bit. Quite nice, but at the moment, no need. Leaders, here you can see all of our leaders individually. So we've got our governor here, our survey scientist here, and our free research scientist here. So of our free research scientist, our engineer is good at industry, our sociologist is good at new worlds, and our physicist is good at particles. Our species, there is 1 species, it's the Penuri species. Claims, we really don't have to worry about that. Factions, don't have to worry about that yet either. Technology. Right. Here is how this game differs from almost any other main 4X game, including Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis. In Crusader Kings, there's a very linear scope of technology. Every technology is a line, basically. In Europa, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, it is actually. It's just a level system. In Civilization, it's a tech tree. This is still a tech tree, but you cannot see the tech tree. So, how do we research things? Well, let's have a look at physics. You can pick one of these options. You can see how much physics research it will take and how many months it will take to do that at our current rate of accruement. This will dramatically shorten though, trust me. So we can take physics quantum theory, which means our population researchers generate 20% more, which if we come up here, yeah, we're currently getting 8.49 physics research from population jobs. So you add 20% on that, that'll become like what, let's see, plus about 10, a little bit over 10. So that's not a bad investment. But then of course we have global energy management, which unlocks an additional edict, which gives us increased technician output at the cost of increasing their upkeep. That would normally be fine. Let's say 50%. Yeah, so you can see there from jobs, 39.13 energy credits. Increase that by 50%. And also, if you go down to, well, it's not even registering there, but let's see. These guys. No. These guys, right. So their upkeep is 1 food for 6 of them. Is that right? 1 food for 6? Sure, let's say 1 food for 6. I don't know that for certain. Whatever. So what this will do is it will add 0.5 energy credits to that upkeep, so they'll cost food and energy credits. But they'll more than compensate for that by the fact that they're producing more. So it's not a bad edict to have. And you can also get a new building called Energy Grid, which you build in the building slot. It adds +1 to the energy producing jobs in terms of it gives you an extra job to fill. It lets them generate 1 more energy. Nice. Then we have improved deflectors, which give us new components for our ships, called improved deflectors. The small ones have that stat, medium ones have that stat, large ones have that stat. We're only installing small ones at the moment. So it's 65 shields with +0.6 regen. So let's see how those factor in. Our current shields, oh, those are medium, sorry. Here we go. 50 with 0.5, so a little bit better shields, like 20% better for the shields. We're going to take physics research. Okay. Now here, so just a note, Shabal is an expert at New World, which is the flag. None of these have the flag, so he's not going to give us any additional ability at any of them. Right, a couple of options here. Start from the bottom. Society research. Exactly the same as this up here, but for society instead. Soldier jobs give us +2 naval capacity, and the defense army does a third better in combat. Or planetary unification, monthly unity +2. We get 22 unity at the moment, and also additional edicts campaigns. Campaigns are alright. They cost energy instead of influence, so they're much easier to use because influence is very much restrictive. However, as much as I would like for monthly unity, and you can see here this also unlocks further technologies. We'll take the society research. Now, right. Elamani here is good at industry. We've got 2 industry options and then 1 propulsion option. So engineering research from researchers, literally the same that we're getting the others to do. Coil guns, which are nice. You can see their stats there for small, medium and large versions. And 0G refineries. So 0G refineries give you mining station output +10 and star-based buildings nebula refineries. We're nowhere near a nebula. Nebulas are always named, so you've got the Urbanus Nebula over here, the Arja patch here, and the Sugar Nebula here. I wonder if you can... I don't know if you can see if they're in the nebula. Yep, you can see if they're in the nebula when you mouse over them, and it just has it in the little green writing. So Nebula Refinery, while good, not very useful to us at the moment. Mining could be. We get 10% on the energy and minerals resources out of here. However, flat up research. Now, see the stat differences? 2% here from his skill, 2% here from his skill, 17% here from his skill. It's great. You can see the time differences as well. Very nice. Right, so that's research done. We've got no things to, look into. So let's just, well, we've got like 5 minutes left in the episode, so let's just have a quick look over here. Here's our outliner. You can, of course, get rid of it. Yep. Sectors, we've got the Koros sector with 1 planet in it. This little indication is telling us that we can build a building, specifically one of these 2. Or we've got the space for it, not necessarily that we can build one because we're out of minerals. We've got the Corinth shipyard here. So when we eventually upgrade it, we'll be able to unlock these slots and build more stuff there. But for reference, we can get all of these. So we can get gun batteries, missile batteries, shipyards, anchorages, and the solar panel networks. And these are our 5 options currently in buildings. So the gestation chambers, resource silos. Each of these resources has a cap to it. This just increases it all by 2,000 each. Targeting uplink, that's pretty nice. Any ship in the system gets half again as much range. Communications jammer affects hostile ships. And disruption field generator reduces shields of hostile ships. Not bad. Defenses, you can build defense platforms if you've got enough allies. Shipyard is where you build more ships. We need everything. We've only got 100 alloys. I'm going to use that to buy another science vessel. It'll take 60 days to get here. And when it does get here, we're going to have to hire a new scientist. What else do we have? Let's have a look at up top. So we've been over the actual resources. Let's see. Oh yeah, and with edicts, you can only have a certain number active at any time. But by that, it's the ongoing one. See how Fortify the Border here says under effects, it lasts until cancelled. You can only have one until cancelled edict running at any time. Unity just brings us over here to this stuff. These are kind of like idea groups in Europa Universalis. We'll get to them. Research, rare resources, whatever. Here's Empire Sprawl. So, you can see here we have 33 Empire Sprawl. Some of it's from the districts on our planet. Some of it's from having one system. Some of it's from having a colony. Some of it's from having a population. We also have administrative capacity of 50. And as it says there, while Empire Sprawl is lower than administrative capacity, no penalties are applied. If you do have it exceed, basically your technologies, traditions, leaders, edicts, everything gets more expensive. We have 2 envoys. There they are, Darmug and Karb. No use for either of them at the moment. 33 people in the Empire. We have a maximum of 3 star bases, and we have 1. And we have a maximum naval capacity of 20, of which we are using 3. And of course, we can have 1 Titan, 1 Colossus, and 1 Juggernaut. I'm pretty sure it won't let us build Juggernauts because I don't think we have that DLC. Oh yeah, we've got map modes as well. First of all, down here we've got shortcuts. I don't want any of them. They're going to get real confusing and I never use them anyway. But they basically let you get ship groups and things like that. Okay, we've got the sectors map mode. That's what that does. Doesn't look pointless at the moment. Hyperlanes let you turn on or off hyperlanes. Unions doesn't matter. Empire is the default map mode. Diplomatic. Intel. Opinion. AI attitude. Neighbors doesn't matter at all. There is. So that lets us just go home. That one. This one here. Let's just do for a second. Details. So you can turn off particular details. I like to have them on. Search lets you find any known star system. So if I say Medgar, there it is. Nice and easy. Really good search function actually. Multiplayer chat of course, help, and main menu. Let's just disable. I've got a disabled alert for resource storage being full because I don't care, and it's also kind of obvious when it happens, but I'll just minimize that. Going into a little bit more detail, you've seen the hyperlanes. They're the only way that you can travel between star systems at this point in time. And you can also cycle through the music if you really want to. You can open the music player. We're currently playing Dragon Breath. Nice. I have half the volume on everything, so hopefully that's not too overpowering. Anyway, I believe that's been roughly an hour, so next episode we'll get to work spreading the tree and spreading the growth. In the meantime though, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.